Alright, I'm going to continue with number 8. I had to take a break. It was hard for me to kind of postpone the break, but now we're at number 8. Pro members. The more challenges you beat in every game, the better the costumes and themes. Nintendo, Nintendo, Nintendo. The Nintendo Switch Pro, it should be an extension of the standard Nintendo Switch. And it really bothers me how you guys haven't been able to figure it out in the last 5 years. Because your fan base is honestly, they're good people. And they deserve so much better, Nintendo. And you have to understand, Nintendo, you have taken a lot of money from them. And people's not mad at you for what you do with your money. That's not the thing. The thing is, for people that have put in so much money and time for you, they deserve better, Nintendo. You know the kind of houses and lives and kind of lifestyles they live, Nintendo. You can at least give them something on the video game front. Something they can enjoy than what they bought for, Nintendo. Okay? You should... Nintendo, at this point, it's not even about the money, Nintendo. It's about making your own fan base, your own people happy, Nintendo. And I know you're not about slavery, you're not about tyranny, you're not about all that other stuff that we don't like in our country, Nintendo. But I would hope that you would know better. And this is why things are becoming personal, Nintendo, because what you guys are doing now, I know you're not really bad people. I know you listen. Like when you're wrong, Nintendo. Okay, and I'm not trying to be conceited about that, Nintendo. But I'm sorry to tell you this, but your own people, Nintendo, have been telling you this. The same things I'm telling you right now. They've been telling you this for a very long time. And the thing is, I'm trying to put everything together. I am trying to put everything together so you can see how successful you would be, how much people would love you more. It is so simple. All you had to do was listen to your own fan base. Okay? We're on to number 9. Number 9, Nintendo. You're gonna really love this. But you're about to really, really, really love this one. You don't have to pay me money for this. It's fine. It's fine. But on the Nintendo Switch Pro, you make 2 versions of it. You make the LCD version of it, and the LCD version of it would be customizable. It would be all electronic, it would be all digital, but love this part though. You can change it to any kind of style, any kind of theme, any kind of way the buyer would want to change it. All they have to do is go on the settings or on your online service, and if they want to do like Las Vegas Raiders or their favorite football, soccer team, baseball team, or a particular video game they like, the whole thing is digital. It would change to the way that you want the program. It'd be the entire system LCD, Nintendo. We're talking about Nintendo Switch Pro. Nintendo Switch Pro. That would be the ultimate digital console. It would put PlayStation 5 to shame, the Xbox Series X to shame. It would just be a mockery because they haven't even thought of that. Like I told you, Nintendo, I don't want none of your money. I don't want a coupon. I don't want a thing from you, Nintendo. Your own Nintendo fan base did this. All I'm doing is telling you this in a video, and like I hope you're not so blinded by money that you can't even listen to what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you right now, Nintendo, is how you could have made the Nintendo Switch Pro, and it's not too late. This is probably your last time of redemption. In the future, Nintendo, maybe some fanboy is going to bring these videos up, and they're going to show you, you know what, this turtle guy, as much as we hate him, he was right about you, Nintendo. He did love you. He was trying to stick up for you, Nintendo. And Nintendo, the guy didn't even want money from you, Nintendo. He tried to prove how money hungry you were, and how ignorant and arrogant and just stupid. I was trying to look for another word besides stupid, but just stupid. Why you couldn't even listen to your own people, Nintendo. Okay. Then the second version of your Nintendo Switch Pro, Nintendo. Everybody knows that you could improve on the dock itself. See, the thing about the Nintendo Switch Pro, the main emphasis would be more the dock than the actual portable aspect of the Nintendo Switch itself. Because you know about the problems when you take the Nintendo Switch and you dock it onto the dock itself. There's these little, you can damage it. It's not a really good. It's not always going to be 100% of a good interaction or transaction between the two. So what you should have done, Nintendo, instead of focus so much on the portable aspect of the Nintendo Switch, focus more on the Nintendo dock itself. The dock itself. You didn't even have to change the Nintendo Switch handheld thing by itself. You didn't have to worry about that. Now, most people agree that the model you have made, it's fine. But the dock itself, Nintendo, the dock itself, on a scale of 1 through 10, it is from between 6 to 7 out of 10 complete. It's not Nintendo. It's like so dull. It's like vanilla ice cream. It's just so like bland and Nintendo. Everybody knows you're smarter than that. You could have done so much more on the dock itself. When you look at the dock, Nintendo, you could have put in a nice idea, a production, something to make the dock so much better, Nintendo. Explain to me after 5 years why you have not have done that. Nintendo, you guys are smarter than this. You guys are a beautiful company, and I don't understand why, Nintendo. After 5 years, how can you have not improved on the dock itself? The dock itself should have been the selling point of the Nintendo Switch Pro. Nintendo. But I guess I'll just let that sink in your brains for a little bit. Okay, Nintendo. Get ready for the Pro service. Right now, a lot of people and some of your own Nintendo fanboys want to admit this, but your online service, it really sucks. Nintendo, you're so much better than this, Nintendo. Nintendo. You have so many gaming consoles out there. NES, Super NES, the Wii U, the GameCube, the Nintendo 64, whatever else I forgot. Listen to me, Nintendo. You want to make really good money? You really want to increase your sales and expand your horizons, Nintendo? Let me tell you how you do this, Nintendo. Look, I know you're trying to make money. Everybody knows that, Nintendo, and we're not hating on you for that, Nintendo. But listen to me. Here's the most effective strategy you can possibly do, Nintendo. Instead of charging old games from the past, from different old systems that's so old, it's old, and want to resell them because you report them on the Nintendo Switch for $60 full price, Nintendo. Instead of doing that, Nintendo, do full access. It doesn't matter if it's just a rental. It doesn't matter if it's just like playing a demo version of the old games. It doesn't matter, Nintendo. But make that available. In other words, on every backwards compatible old gaming system you have done, the Wii U, the Nintendo Switch, GameCube, N64, it doesn't matter. Do the entire library. Because I know that you get really oversensitive about emulators and other companies that want to take your games and just emulate them. I know there's a lot of legal dispute about that. Because some people honestly do own the games. But I get where you're coming from, that not everybody owns those games that you have. And they just want to play. But here's the thing, Nintendo. Here's the thing. Some people have never played your games before. The new audience, the new people out there, they don't even know about the old games you had before. The hidden gems, the greatness of Nintendo, of Super Nintendo, GameCube, Wii U. So many great games you have. They don't know about that. And here's the thing, Nintendo. You want to sell those, I guess, just the games you pick for full price for $60, they're not going to be able to play all those other games. They don't even know about them, Nintendo. They don't have no idea. So why, explain to me, why would you resell those old games for Nintendo? Nintendo, you make more money from people that have never played those games before. Instead of selling one old video game arcade from the past for a price, make them all available at a set price. That's all you have to do, Nintendo. And on each, I mean, you can do all the old game consoles at one price or just individual. Like the Wii U, the Game Boy Advance, the Nintendo 64, the Super NES. It doesn't matter the way you want to do it, but make them all available. All of them. Because Nintendo, here's the problem, Nintendo. Here's the problem about this. Emulations or emulators. People rather buy an emulator and play all those games for free or practically nothing. It's like a small price. You want people to pay for each individual game this amount of money. The thing is, Nintendo, the problem is about that Nintendo is people, they don't have the extra money, the extra time. Just make it all available. Okay, Nintendo. Let them decide which is the best games for the NES, the Super Nintendo, or the GameCube. Let them decide what they really like, because I'll tell you what you're doing right now. The way your system is set up now, the games that you have available for people to buy or experience on the online service that you have on Nintendo Switch, they're not the best at games, Nintendo. You're making them to hate the past more. You make them don't even want to buy. They don't even want more. Because they think the games that you have available now is how the rest of the games that you have are like. That's what you're doing. You're putting a bad taste in their mouth, Nintendo. That's what you don't realize what you're doing. You're making your own people hate your own product, Nintendo. That's the thing you don't understand. You're making people hate you more, and the thing is, people like me know your past, your present, and the future's tense of you. We know you're good people, Nintendo, but other people don't know that. And what the business decisions you're making people hate you, Nintendo. And it's so hard for me to tell you that you need to stop doing this to yourself, Nintendo. You're better than that. Okay? Let's move on. Let's move on to... Okay. Number 12. The perk system. The pro service. The accomplishments, the rewards, and every single possible thing you can get for beating a Nintendo Switch game. Okay? From Super Mario Odyssey, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, it doesn't matter what Nintendo Switch game that you beat. We can just start small for now, but you're gonna get what I'm saying right now. Any Nintendo Switch game that you complete, from all the challenges, bonuses, all the extra content, you should be rewarded for that. On the trophy and achievement system, let's make it real dynamic. Let's make it like you just won $1 million from Las Vegas, Nevada casino. The lights are flashing, all this music's going on, and everyone's cheering you on. Let's make it very special for those that put in the extra time and dedication for beating a video game, that beat it on the highest difficulty, that done every single possible challenge and obstacle that you could possibly do in a video game. Because you know why? Other people haven't done that yet. They do little small little perks, but they haven't done, because Nintendo, we know that you're an advocate against loot boxes. Loot boxes, it's an idea that people should be able to pay or pay to play or pay to win. They should be able to get the best things in the game without having to grind and work for it. Nintendo. You can beat them on that battlefront. It's very simple. Let them be fixated on paying to win. But Nintendo, you should reward people that play the games and that put in the work, the time, and feel like a winner, Nintendo. You should reward people for playing your games. Put in so much time, Nintendo. Listen, Nintendo. What you do on your time, people know you're smart. What you do with your money, that's fine. But the people that play your games and master it, reward them. Reward them with virtual rewards, Nintendo. There's no reason why you can't do that. Better things, better costumes, better name tags, nameplates, game hashes, the down payment on pre-orders. Nintendo. Come on. Your own people, Nintendo. Your own people said all the stuff I've been telling you right now in this video, but you don't listen to no one, Nintendo. It's fine. All right, Nintendo. Number 13, and perhaps this might be really important to you. Okay, Nintendo. Everybody knows that you're really an owner on your own systems, on your own video games in the past. And I get it. It costs some money to be able to port those old video games onto your current Nintendo Switch. Everybody gets that. But listen, Nintendo. When it comes to digital ownership versus physical ownership of video games, it could be a lot of legal matters. It could be really complicated. So, how can you determine who or not has actual ownership of the games of the past? Because if someone already owns your games, they should be able to play it in whatever manner that they want, because they already own it. They're not copying your games. They just want to play their video game. So if they want to play it on the NES, on the original, or on the GameCube, or on the Switch, or on the Nintendo Switch Pro, they should be able to have the privilege to do it because they own the game. I mean, in the sense of they can play it in whatever way they want. You know what I'm saying? So, Nintendo, it's really this simple, Nintendo. It's not that complicated. So, in order to, if you're going to be an advocate about physical ownership of video games, which most of us gamers really want you to be, it's this simple. I understand you can't go in everybody's house and be like, okay, you only own these games, so we're only allowed to play these games on this Nintendo Switch Pro. We get it, but to prove it, Nintendo, to prove this physical ownership of your loyal Nintendo fan base, of the people that honestly own these games, all you have to do, a memory stick, a USB stick, it doesn't matter, but they plug it into that device, it shows that they own the game, and they put that into the Nintendo Switch Pro, so those games are unlocked from your extensive library of every single game of every single Nintendo console. It unlocks that perk or feature of the game so they can play it for free without them having to pay $60 for the game they already own, Nintendo. Listen, they already own the game, okay? And the thing is, they want to play that same game in HD or better graphics, better, faster processor. The thing is, Nintendo, they already paid that price when they bought the Nintendo Switch Pro. And that's okay. You're still getting your money back. You're still getting your money because that game, the very old game on the different console, they're paying for that little on the service, on the Pro membership service. So it's not like you're losing money. And here's the difference. Here's the difference. In a 1 month time frame, they cannot play every single possible game from Wii, Nintendo Switch, or Nintendo 64. There's no person alive that can play every single game in 1 month like that. Well, that would I'm gonna say general. You get what I'm saying? General speaking, because that's not normal. Okay, but the point is, you're still getting your money back because you're making the customer pay just for a portion of that. Okay, so it's not like you're losing money. You're making more money because the customer is happy and they want the service because it's going to be every single game they can, find the time to play for. They're not going to be able to play every single game, obviously not, but they're happy and they keep coming back, Nintendo. That's all you have to do, Nintendo. Instead of releasing these bad games And these bad games you release for these Super NES ports and all that, people don't want to play them. And you just, all you do, Nintendo, is you make people want to hate you. You just make people just regret supporting you, Nintendo. And we don't want that, Nintendo. So I hope you see Nintendo. This is the Nintendo Switch Pro. All the points I have brought up in this video, that is the Nintendo Switch Pro. It wouldn't defeat the Steam Deck so bad. All you have to do is release it at the same price as the Steam Deck. That's all you have to do. You've been in the video game business for a long time, so you can't tell me that you don't have the marketing strategies, you don't have the business. I mean, there's no reason why Nintendo that you couldn't beat the Steam Deck. There's no reason why, because the Steam Deck, Nintendo, if you don't watch what you're doing, if you don't make the right decision, they're going to take you out, Nintendo. It's not a joke. They are going to take you out, and I'm trying to do the last line of defense. As much as I hate you right now, Nintendo, I made this video to show you that if you really trust your own fan base, if you honestly had a good heart, you'll see people as trying to help you, Nintendo. This is your last chance. And if you don't want to listen to people, that's fine, Nintendo. That's fine. Okay, but don't get mad when things don't work out the way you want them. You can have all that money, Nintendo. People's not mad at you what you do on your own personal time, Nintendo. The problem is, Nintendo, is that the people that gave you all that gave you that power and privilege, Nintendo, you treat them like they're slaves, like they're disposable commodities, Nintendo. And you know what? Now they're opening your eyes and they're starting to see like what you're doing to them, Nintendo. And I'm sorry, Nintendo. It may be okay for you, like where you live at, but you're making people really hate you more. They're trying to find out the root of all this hate. They don't know if it's because of race, or if it's because of location, it's because of education. But you're really making people hate you, Nintendo. And I know you're better than that. I know that, Nintendo, you're not really bad inside. You just need someone to wake you up every once in a while, because sometimes you get so full of yourself, you forget reality. And it's already been 5 years after the standard Nintendo Switch, Nintendo. 5 years, you should already gave people what they really wanted. Like, people's not really blaming you for your success story or how far the Nintendo Switch has gotten in the last 5 years, but Nintendo, stop playing games. It's already 5 years later, Nintendo. Okay, grow up. Can you please grow up, Nintendo? And can you please, Nintendo, take care of your own people? That's all I'm saying in this video, Nintendo. Alright?